design documents. He designs and keeps track of practically everything in his head as he works. A few exceptions to this are some to-do lists that keep track of game assets and whenever he has to write dialogue for Phone Guy. However, Cawthon has written down some of his development experiences within the actual games. The Five Nights at Freddy's 3 ending shows a newspaper clipping with 7 blurred sections around the screen's edges. Some facts are hidden behind the blur, such as how the names Freddy, Bonnie, Chica and Foxy were just nicknames for characters while Scott worked on the game. He planned on giving them official names later, but the nicknames grew on him and ultimately stuck. Cawthon actually modelled Foxy's character on his laptop during a 14-hour drive to visit his in-laws. He implied that the bumpy car ride may be why Foxy looks so scraggly and torn up. Freddy was also never meant to move around the diner in the first game, and was only meant to attack the player if they ran out of power. Cawthon also gave some insight into how the series affected him mentally. Scott said, "In real life, I tend to have waking nightmares, meaning I walk in my sleep. One night I dreamt that Bonnie was in the hall outside my door, so I jumped out of bed and rushed to the door to hold it shut. I discovered that the door was locked, and it filled me with dread. In Five Nights at Freddy's 1, when the doors don't work, it meant something is already in your office. So when I felt that the door was locked, I felt like Bonnie was in my bedroom and about to get me. Thankfully, I woke up." Before work began on the original Five Nights at Freddy's, Cawthon had hard times in real life and knew his next game might be his last. He needed a success or he'd be forced to start a new career, and he had to decide what his last attempt might be. Scott swayed between 3 options: a sequel to his well-received multi-genre game, The Desolate Hope, a remake of his first game, Legacy of Flan, or a new idea about animatronics and security cameras. While working on the original Freddy's, Cawthon actually started a crowdfunding campaign for it. His campaign raised exactly $0. Being an indie developer, Cawthon couldn't afford to pay for quality assurance testers, so his friends and 2 sons beta tested his games. According to Scott, one of his sons is obsessed with finding secrets and the other is a pro at finding exploits, so they made a good team. There were also issues porting the game to mobile platforms. The iPhone port of the first Freddy's game had several layered-based bugs due to its development toolset. Scott says he hasn't been able to build a working Windows Phone version at all, but he blames Microsoft for this, not his tools. He also realized Freddy's would be a hit when he saw how many Let's Plays of it were flooding YouTube. It was positively received too, but Scott actually got hate mail after teasing Five Nights at Freddy's 2. In an interview with Click Team, Cawthon said, "I've gotten a lot of hate mail about the teaser images for the second game, and I'm totally okay with it. All they are teaser images. They have no idea how it all fits in. Strong opinions and heated debate aren't a bad thing at all. Anything that keeps the fire burning is a good thing." When time came to promote Five Nights at Freddy's 3, fans were relentlessly teased on Scott's website. In November 2014, ScottGames.com went offline. Brightening the site's offline image showed the phrase "until next time" in the bottom corner, and the word "soon" was found in the image's alt text. That December, a similarly hidden number 3 was added, along with the keywords "Five Nights at Freddy's," 30 years later, and "only one." In January, the offline image was switched out for a decayed animatronic emerging from darkness with the text "I am still here." A small grey 3 was again hidden in the corner, and the site's source code stated "I remain." This new image was also named FNAF3.jpg. The corroded animatronic image was replaced with a set of animatronic masks and a large hovering 3. Illuminating the image revealed the same decayed animatronic from the initial teaser. After the official trailer was released, Scott replaced the image on his website with a black image that had purple text saying, "He always does." The text was then later changed to a map from the upcoming game. In February 2015, Cawthon stated that he was hacked and that Five Nights at Freddy's 3 was cancelled. Scott said someone released the game for free and posted a link to the leak. However, the game Cawthon linked to was actually a parody of his earlier game, There Is No Pause Button, with Freddy's head pasted over the character, pranking the entire internet. Cawthon continued to tease and ultimately released Five Nights at Freddy's 3. But before he could even begin teasing a 4th Freddy's game, a fake Five Nights at Freddy's 4 emerged on the iOS App Store. Fake Freddy's games aren't uncommon, but this one garnered a good amount of attention. Attention not just from gamers, but also from Cawthon himself, who took legal action against the product's fraudulent developers. This duplicate was a ridiculous platformer that had Freddy collecting pumpkins and featured My Little Pony's Pinkie Pie along with TF2's engineer. TF2's sniper was also appeared in the game's App Store screenshots, but to our knowledge, this graphic didn't appear in the game. Because the game was damaging to the franchise and took the name of Cawthon's upcoming title, he decided to take legal action. Scott filed for and acquired a DMCA subpoena. This essentially required Apple to provide information on the copyright infringers who made the game. The game was somehow approved for sale on iOS, but was rightfully removed from the App Store after Scott contacted Apple. Most illicit clones of popular games have at least some originality to them, but this game was shameless and even copied the description of Five Nights at Freddy's straight from the same store, saying, "This is the official mobile port of Five Nights at Freddy's." Some indie developers hope that Scott's victory will positively change the marketplace. It's one of the few times a developer has had success in pressing a copyright claim on the App Store, and it could deter people from illegally cashing in on popular games in the future. Before you go, we'd like you to vote on what you would like to see covered in the future. A video on Silent Hill or a video on Resident Evil. You can also vote by leaving a comment below, and don't forget to subscribe for more facts and trivia. And if you want to get spooked and scared for some more Five Nights at Freddy's, why not head over to my channel, Jacksepticeye, where you can see footage from all the games in the franchise.